When I started part-time, working just 1 day a week. I made about $21,000 working 1 day a week for 6 months. 20,000 for a part-time job. That's kind of average. And my husband, who is the smarter of the two of us, looks at me and he says, "You did not make $21,000 in 6 months. You made $21,000 in 26 days." Because that's how many days you worked out of that 6 months. So in 2017, I worked 2 days a week. We got household support. I was a stay-home mom when I started. My husband was deployed to Afghanistan. I have a special needs daughter, and we homeschooled 3 children. And so I had 1 day. And I committed that day. But in 2017, we figured out how I could work 2 days. We got household support. If anybody's out here looking like, I need to hire staff, the first staff we hired was household, because that was one of the simplest to hire. I didn't have to train the housekeeper. They know how to clean, things like that. But anyways, we hired help so that I could work 2 days a week. Working 2 days a week in 2017, we made about $86,000. At that point, that's when we realized that this thing's like legit, and if we went full time, my husband could retire from the military, really committing to a full-time schedule. We made $187,000 that year. My husband was able to retire from a 23-year military career, and I'm forever grateful for that. So when I got started, they told me about this thing called door knocking. I was like, yeah, that sounds great for everybody. That sounds great for everybody else. I don't know if I can do that. Until I got some leads. I kept calling them. They wouldn't answer. Maybe I should go check and just make sure that they don't want to move forward with something here. And so I did start to go out and door knock. And so I started reaching out to other people in the alliance that were having success with that. We all have different strengths and skill sets, right? Call the coach that's good at what you want to get good at, right? I love my dad. My dad, he was a coal miner. He never graduated high school, but he could fix it. Like anything mechanical, that man could fix. So when something breaks down around my house, I call my dad. Now, my dad also lived a life of poverty. So when I have money questions, I don't call my dad. But it's because I don't love my dad. I do. But that's not his strong suit. I don't hold it against him. That's just not his strong suit. So I can't take that advice there. So I reached out to Mike, and Mike gave me some really good counsel on it. And I'm very, very grateful, because being successful at the door knock has allowed me to exponentially increase my business. And so today we're going to go through some of those techniques that we use and the reason that we use it. The goal is to dial to book up your day so that you don't have gaps in there. But if you have a gap, if you have a no-show, you want to be able to door knock it. So one of the things I learned was organize ahead of time. Have my door knock pile with me. It is not shocking. You saw Emily go through the numbers. You have appointments to sit. You're not going to sit them all. Somebody's going to no-show you. Somebody's going to cancel on you. You're going to get in one and you'll be done in 10 minutes because it's just not working right. You're going to have gaps in your schedule. You're kidding yourself if you don't think that way. And so be prepared to have your backup activity. Now, when it comes to organizing your door knock, just make sure they're in the same county, the same relative area. I don't get on and map nothing out ahead of time, being all strategic, because I don't know which of those appointments are going to be the no-show and the cancel. So I can't be strategic. But I have my file, so when I get that gap, the first thing I do is grab the one on fire. I don't try to analyze. I don't try to be strategic in it, because by the time I go through that file and try to get strategic, I've wasted 15 minutes. Could have been knocking this other person's door by then. So I just grab the one on top and I go door knock it. Now, what does the door knock look like? Oh my goodness, I left my lanyard in the back. Who here's been to conference before? At conference, we get these lanyards, and it has our name on it and our city, and it's got that cute little QR code. I love that. Because people are like, who are you? I was like, oh, scan it right here. Now I know they got me in the comment. Right? So when I call them, guess what? It won't show up as unknown. It'll show up as maybe Bell Crowd. So I have my lanyard on. I wear this when I run business. It's nothing fancy. So when I go up to door knock, I have my lanyard on. I have my clipboard with my leads on there. Those are all the leads that I'm going to door knock that day that I have prepared. So I have two clipboards, my appointment clipboard and my door knock clipboard. And so I go up and I knock on the door. When you do this, don't be weird about it. The reason I wear a lanyard and carry a clipboard, have you guys ever seen those video clips where somebody puts on the bright vest and a hard hat and they just walk around places and they get into all kinds of places because they think they belong? When you're wearing a lanyard and carrying a clipboard and knocking on the door, you look like you belong. So people open the door. So knock on the door, I knock 3 times, I knock loudly, I wait, and then I ring the doorbell and I listen. And I'm patient, and it's hard to be patient. But I'm patient because some of these people have mobility issues, some of them have hearing issues. And so I knock on the door and then I step back and I wait and I listen. And if they don't come to the door within about a minute, I knock and ring the doorbell again. And I'm going to repeat that about 3 times. Just like I would call someone 3 times, I'm going to do that 3 times. Have you ever been in your house and you're like, knock? Well, they're not, they're not, right? Especially Amazon. Like, they're like ninja knockers. They're like, package there, you go out and they're gone, you know? So I knock and I wait. And then when they come to the door, it's very simple for me. Very simple. All I do is say, we've been trying to reach you. You sent in this request, and I shove it right up. You sent in this request a while back, and I was assigned as your case manager, and we've just been trying to get a hold of you to get you scheduled. Is this the correct number? So I'm going to get the number right first. And then I read it off, and they'll say yes or no. Okay, well, that explains that we have the wrong number. Okay, well, you did do this a while ago. Anyway, again, my name's Belle. I'm your case manager. And we just need to go through these programs. It takes about 30 or 45 minutes. You guys want a secret? I always have my activity book with me and make sure it's not empty. It looks weird when you ain't got nothing on your schedule. Like, they're looking down like, I'm the only now that's got creepy fast. Put your stuff on your calendar. I don't care if it's this date, night. Put your stuff on your calendar, right? And so I was like, it takes about 30 minutes to go through everything. And I could be back at, actually, Pat, I think about 30 minutes. Because my goal is I want to run the appointment right now, but I don't want to seem aggressive like I'm trying to get entry into this house. I'm a stranger just showed up on the senior's doorstep. They're intimidated. It can be for a senior out there with a stranger on the doorstep that's like, little pig, let me in, So I always make it as if, I could come back later today at about 3 o'clock. Somebody comes about 3 o'clock? Perfect. And I marked that on my calendar. I was like, okay, well, Pat, I'm going to give you an appointment reminder. You guys ever see those yellow stickies? I know you do because they got them out there. I use these for everything. So when they say, and I keep them on the clipboard just like that, all stacked up. I got my name and number already on there. I got my code that I use already on there because I know I'm going to use them, right? So, okay, well, Ted, we've got you down to 3:30. Let me give you an appointment reminder. And I put this up and I'm like, shoot, I'm out of appointment reminders. I got this delivery notice right here. I'm just going to turn that into an appointment reminder. And I mark right through delivery notice. I write appointment right on there. And down here where it says delivery date, I write appointment. And I write his name, Pat, and I write, okay, I'm coming back at 3:30 today, right? Sit to him. Now, Pat, this is sticky on the back, click on the bridge. It's got my number on there. Don't forget me. I'm coming back at 3:30. And if there's anything else you'd like to have this with you, okay, perfect. She's going to be there at 3:30. Awesome. Just let her know I'm coming so that if she answers the door, she don't think I'm like out here some Girl Scout cookies and pick me up, okay? I'll be back at 3:30. And that's that. Now, if no one answers the door, obviously you leave the sticky notice on the door. If someone answers and it's not the person who filled out the lead, I go through the same spiel. Been trying to reach them. Is this the right number? What's your name? What's your number? I'm like a fat cat of people. And they answer, y'all. They answer because you go later than people. I was like, okay, well, you said you think they'd be back around 3:30. I'll tell you what, let me give you a contact notice. Let me give you a contact notice. And that's got my name and number on here. I'll have to stop back by at 3:30. But here's my number. I got yours. I got theirs. I'll give you a call. Make sure they're here. Shoot. Out of contact. Well, guess what? I'll just take this delivery notice right here, and I'll make that a contact notice. And I just write contact right at the top, right? Mark out delivery, write contact right there. And then I'll fill in the name of who I was trying to reach and who I actually spoke to, date and time. And again, it's got my information on there. And I hand them, can you put that on the fridge and let them call me when they get home? I'll try to stop back by at 3:30 if they're home, but please let me know one way or the other. Appreciate it. And I'm off for the next. Now, sometimes you knock on the door because I work old leads. Anybody out work like 2-3-year-olds? I knock on the door and I'm like, hi, Pete, this is Belle. And we've been trying to reach you. And they're like, oh, this is 123 Main Street. But we don't know. This was about those programs for seniors here in Pierce County for the cash benefit insurance plan. Have you? Well, I tell you what, you're going to get one because everybody gets them. And I'm the case manager for this area. So let me go ahead and give you my contact information. And we'll go ahead and schedule time to go over this for you. You don't have to wait to get the thing in the mail. All right. Let me give you this contact notice here. Shoot, out of contact notice. This is here. Well, let me fill this out. Now, Dad, this takes about 30 minutes to do. All right. Is it you and your wife here? Is it just you? Okay. Let's see. I got some time later today at about 3:30. Would you guys get them later today? We can go ahead and take care of this for y'all. You don't have to wait for it. You can book an appointment with somebody who never sent something in because they need this too. You're already there. Lead is just a name and a number and a reason to have a conversation. I have the location. I have a reason to have the conversation. Why can't he be a lead right here in front of me? Why do I have to treat it any different, right? So you book the appointment and or not. If they say, well, we'll think about whatever, you took your shot. And so last thing is, this is the most important one. I'll try to wrap it up real quick, is if they're hostile at the door or if they're politely declining everything. You know, I tell you, some of these ladies, they're tough. Beat up by the 85-year-old. Right? They're adamant. You have their handwriting right there. No, don't want it. No, I don't know why I filled that out. I don't know. The whole 9 yards. I say, okay, no problem. Since you're declining all benefits, I need to have you initial this. And I draw a line at the bottom of the lead and I write today's date. I say, you go ahead and initial right there that you're declining all cash benefit programs for seniors here in Pierce County. You sign off on that right there. And they're like, wait a minute, what is declining all benefits? Like, well, yeah, you said you didn't want an appointment. You didn't want to go through it. So just sign up there. I mean, you signed to send it in. I need you to sign to get it out. And sometimes they'll just go ahead and book the appointment, but sometimes they're like, fine, I'll sign it. I was okay, so they signed it. Okay, now this is very important, Pat. You've just declined everything. If you ever want to reinstate this benefit, you're going to have to call me directly. I might be able to reinstate it. I don't even know. But if you call me directly, I'll do my best. Let me give you a reinstatement notice. Shoot. A reinstatement notice. I tell you what, let me just do this right here. I'm going to write reinstatement. Don't worry. I'll initial it so they'll know it's me. This is a reinstatement notice. And I write reinstatement right across the top. And then instead of delivery, I write decline. You declined, and I stress it, you declined all benefits today. Declined. And I put the date on there, his name, and the time. It's like, now this is sticky on the back tab. Put it on your fridge. Don't lose it because I don't know if I'll be able to reinstate it, but I think I'll have the strongest shot at doing it. So definitely call me if you ever want to look at those cash benefit programs, insurance programs for seniors in Pierce County. Thank you very much. I love yellow stickies. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I use them for everything.